Speaker, sir. Reply to Star Question 92A. No, sir. The Meghalaya Protection of Catchment Area Act 1990 could not be implemented effectively. B, sir, does not arise in view at A above. C, the Meghalaya Protection of Catchment Area Act 1990 does not provide any other mechanism for creation of catchment areas except through consent of the landowners, which is extremely difficult to secure. However, a comprehensive amendment of the Act is under consideration. D, yes, sir, the Catchment Area Advisory Board was constituted. E, sir, the designation of the members of the Catchment Area Advisory Board as notified by the state government by notification number FOR.151/89/PT/82 dated 21/7/2017 is as per statement placed on the table of the House.
Mr. Olan Singh Swin, your supplementary, please.
Thank you, sir. It appears that the Protection of Catchment Area Act 1990 was not implemented at all. So, as we know, sir, the water is indispensable to all terrestrial life on this earth. So, may I know through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, may I know that the department has made any approach for the identification of the critical catchment areas in our state?
Yes, sir. The department has identified multiple areas. So some of them are as follows. So Shillong Town, Red Laban Forest, Riyadh Laban Reserved Forest, Lightcore Protected Forest Compartment number 6. So detailed maps of that are available. So the East Khasi Hills District Moplang Reservoir. So Southwest Khasi Hills Cree River Watershed under Mairang and CNRD block. So Garo Hills Nokrek Biosphere Reserve. Riboy Sarumiam Water Reservoir. East Jente Hills Umpung Watershed. West Jente Hills Mintudu River Watershed. Apart from, sir, many others also that are there, but these are the main critical ones that have been identified, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the seriousness that you care for the next generation. I would also want to know if this act should not be applicable to big catchment area. It should also be applicable to sub-catchment areas. That means mini micro areas. Because as we know, water, especially let me refer to the rural areas, because all the JJM schemes, they are drawing water from the catchment areas of respective areas in the village. So I see that this the discharge of cubic seconds of water is dwindling every year. The depletion of water and the drying up of source may be the reason of the habitation, because maybe the reason of the construction, because progress and construction, they go side by side. If we want progress, we have to destroy. So we have to take care of the environment as well. So as we know that water is very vital, the time may come that in rural areas, the source of PHE water, as it gets dwindling every year, the time may come when it gets dry up. So I want to make an appeal to the concerned department, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, to take care that all this Catchment Area Protection Act, not only to be applicable to big catchment area, to also see that the sub-catchment area or mini micro watershed in rural areas should also be implemented in rural and in inlet and spirit. And secondly, sir,
Your question.
I want to know if there is any land hurdles for the acquisition of land. Will the government consider for the acquisition of land, be it sub-catchment or big catchment area?
Sir, the concerns of the honorable member are very, very genuine, sir. And just so that everybody in the House is, sir, aware that the Catchment Area Protection Act actually was a very, very good act that was supposed to be implemented for the precise purpose that the honorable member has mentioned, sir. But in the act, sir, I'll just read out this one section. Just take me 15 seconds, sir. Section 151, government may, on the advice of the advisory board and on receipt of the consent of the landowners in writing, in the form to be prescribed for this purpose and whose terms and conditions are binding on the parties concerned, by notification, declare an area to be a catchment area. So the Act specifically says on receipt of consent of landowners in writing. So in all the locations where the government has tried in the past, in order to declare catchment areas, so sadly we have not got the written consent from the landowners. Yes, we have had people coming in, villagers coming in, NGT coming in, all other organizations and individuals coming in, saying that declare it as a catchment area, whichever area it is. But because we did not get the consent in writing from the landowners, which is very crucial, sir, in our state, we are not able to move forward, sir. Number two, sir, the point mentioned by the honorable member, this is not just for large or small, sir. This is applicable to every critical area. So therefore, a critical area could be a very small area also, doesn't have to be large area, it could be a small area. And just for the benefit of what critical means, sir, a critical catchment area means the areas from where springs, streams, rivulets and waterheads originate and serve or can potentially serve the water supply system of any village or town or a group of them, and the preservation of which is so vital for the life and health of the community. So hence the definition is very clear. It does not prescribe a particular hectare or the size of the water body, but the criticality of the water body, which is defined by the need for it or providing vital life and health to the community. So therefore, to answer the honorable member's question, whether small or big, sir, both catchment areas, as long as they're critical, are very important to us. And sir, I think this is a good chance for me to appeal through you to our MLAs, to the August House, and to the society at large, that we need to work together as a society and as a community to achieve this goal, sir. The landowners' consent is required. The public and the villagers, their support is required. And hence, it's only if we work together can we actually come to a real solution in this, and it is the need of the hour. And I hope, sir, that through you, I'll be able to give a message to the landowners, especially in these critical catchment areas, that we need to work together for the larger interest of not just the state right now, but for the generations to come in the future.
Last question, sir. Will the minister assure that the identification of small catchment areas in rural areas be identified, and we may also be kept informed the time when they approach the local bodies for the identification of the small catchment areas?
Yes, sir. Just to also share with everybody that it's not just through the Critical Catchment Area, this Protection Act, but in general, sir, we have identified through satellite, through drone imagery, and through LIDAR technology, we have identified almost 7,000 plus critical springs in the whole state. Out of these 7,000 critical springs which provide water supply to the villages, in fact, I would like to share that 750 of them are actually in a very, very severe state right now. And we have come out with a plan through the Soil Conservation Department, which is again worked through the Climate Council, that we are now working hand in hand with PHE and with the Soil Conservation Department to preserve and conserve and rejuvenate these 750 springs. So the activity and the process of identifying critical catchment areas is already in the process using the latest technology available in the markets.
So thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, I have one question, very
Yes.
important question, sir.
Please, Barani Lindo, please.
Sir, on this very important question that has been raised, I want, if Chief Minister he have, it will be benefit of me and benefit of the House if he can explain a little bit about the salient features or the description of this act for the benefit of everybody, sir, if you have with you. It will be very, very good, sir, if we can hear from the Chief Minister the salient features or the description of this act.
Could be placed on the table of the House, please.
Yes, I will do that, sir. The act is, of course, available for anybody to go through. But, sir, the basic idea of this act is to actually obviously declare certain critical catchment areas as catchment areas, so that in the future, those particular catchment areas, then preservation, protection of those streams, management of the catchment areas through different activities of the villages and the surrounding areas could be done, sir. Payments in any form where we could actually end up supporting the farmers or supporting the villagers who could be affected by the protection of these catchment areas. So all these areas, all these aspects are covered within this act, sir. And as I said, the primary goal of this act is really to figure out what the catchment areas are, form an advisory board at the state level, which I mentioned has been done. And then this advisory board will further, as I said, look into the actual declaration of the catchment areas, sir. So it's a very broad act, sir. But the concept being that once the area is declared as a catchment, critical catchment areas, then obviously the government will do multiple activities that are required to protect that, including things like plantation of trees, including things like even testing the soil to ensure that what kind of soil is there, looking into the aspects of juming cultivation, looking into the aspects of felling of trees, looking into different areas of even construction work. So all of these will be monitored and controlled once an area is declared as a critical catchment area, sir. But as I said, there is much more to it, but I don't think, sir, there'll be time to discuss all of that, sir.
One more, sir, very important, sir. Will the government consider appropriate, instead of declaring by the government, like the Honorable Chief Minister has explained, the difficulties that nobody come up to hand over the land, will the government consider appropriate to to amend the act by asking the local bodies, the village headman or the CM, that they will declare, because now the community are so concerned about the catchment area, sir. So if the government can think appropriate to have an amendment that instead of the government directly declare, let the community, let the village or let the CM declare, and then the government approve whatever brought by the local bodies. I think that will be helpful to the government.
So yes, sir. As I mentioned in my primary reply, sir, that a comprehensive amendment of the Act is under consideration, sir. And that would involve, obviously, a discussion in detail with the stakeholders, which is mostly the community, the landowners, the villagers out there, to find a way in which we can actually reach the purpose that is there in front of us, which is to protect the catchment area. So hence, sir, we are open to all options. We are open to discussions, and we're open to all kind of amendments possible to ensure that this act can be enforced in a proper manner with the cooperation with the community and the landowners. And that will definitely be considered, and the suggestion given by the honorable member will definitely also be discussed in this discussions we'll have with the stakeholders.